everyone. Welcome to this Pilates practice. My name's Debbie and I'm going to be taking you through the practice today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, so if you've heard this before and you just want to move on to the practice, then please do so. But we are going to be starting with boulders today, sitting at a wall. So if you've got a boulder, if you don't have a boulder, a nice rolled up blanket will be sufficient to use there. And obviously hand weights, because I always use hand weights. If you're new to the practice, you'll get to see how I use the hand weights, etc. as we go through. So anyway, my name is Debbie. I've been doing Pilates now for around about the last 18 years. It happened after I had premature menopause at the age of 29. I got osteopenia. I went into full-blown osteoporosis some years later, and I then prolapsed a disc, which was just ick. It was not nice. I had a lot of pain. I was taking endless painkillers for it, and I was having like physio treatment to sort of help me out. Because I was getting so down with everything, I decided I was going to look around for alternatives. Pilates came up, and I haven't looked back. So Pilates works through breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Every time we breathe in, we pull in our core, and as we breathe out, we pull the core tighter. So ultimately, we're holding the core as much as we can throughout the practice. There's going to be points where obviously we're bending and it's, you're not able to hold it tight, but it's always good to try and sort of clench it in and pull it in to support yourself. It will help to support your spine. And if you're like me, you have sort of similar ailments where you've got bone issues, obviously depreciation, then I do hope you find these practices help you. And if you're doing it just for the pure enjoyment of exercise, again, I hope you enjoy my practice. So hopefully we've all got a spare bit of wall or a door that we can sit against for this. We're going to be using wall today to do some of our workout. So I thought, well, as we're going to be using the wall for our workout, we're going to start by sitting against the wall. The boulder is going to be underneath our knees. So if you'd like to get yourself comfortable and get yourself seated against a wall, I shall be with you in 1 second. Let me just put some music on. Right, so I might be a little bit far away at the moment, but hopefully you can sort of generally see what I'm doing, although we're going to be having our eyes closed down, so it doesn't really matter. So get yourself so that you're nice and comfortable against the wall. Obviously you don't want to be too dead straight, but make sure you're nice and comfortable, you've got your head relaxed back, and you're feeling comfortable in where you're sitting. Take the boulder or the rolled up blanket, putting it underneath your knees, getting yourself comfortable with your legs. So you're sitting there until you feel yourself really nice and relaxed. Take your shoulders, drop them back and down. Feeling comfortable, taking your hands down, palms facing up or facing down, whichever's best for you. I like my hands facing upwards, or you can actually even take them on the knees with your thumb and forefinger together facing upwards. We're just going to be doing some relaxation here. So go to whatever's comfortable for you. Okay, if you can now as well, closing down your eyes, we're going to start to relax. Gentle breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in, taking in the fresh air. Breathing out, letting the stale air go. So as you breathe in through the nose filters the air as you're taking it in, so it makes it clear, or clean I should say. So you're breathing in, and as you breathe out through the mouth, you're letting the stale air out. So do that a few more times, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you breathe in, try and breathe into your tummy so that your tummy is rising out as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, the tummy comes inwards. Try not to breathe into the chest. Breathing into the tummy is where we take our relaxation breath. If we're breathing into the chest, it's more of an anxious breath, more of a stressed breath. So try and breathe into that belly. Now try and just breathing in and out through the nose, slowing the breath. eyes. How are they feeling today? Are they relaxed and rested? And let's look at our tummy, our core and our pelvis. And our seat bones that are being pushed down into the ground. How are they feeling today? Let's look at our spine, the lower spine, the mid spine and the upper spine. Leaning against the wall, how is it feeling today? Ask it all to soften down. Soften the chest. And then your hands, your wrists. Your forearms and your upper arms. And then your shoulders. Let the shoulders be soft, let the arms be soft. Your neck and your head. We hold a lot of tension around the top half of our body. Ask it to soften down. Let the forehead just rest and the top of the head. Relaxing here, preparing ourselves. Start to bring ourselves back to the room now. We'll be lifting the shoulders back up and down again. Circling the wrists. Those wrists. We use the wrists a lot, particularly if we work on laptops, keyboards and our phones. We're always using our wrists. Give them a nice circle. Then take the hands together, clasping the hands. Start to do a circle there, working the wrists a little bit more. Just turning the hands together one way and then reversing it and turning them the other way. Taking the hands out in front of you. Still keeping the eyes closed down if you can, because it helps you to focus internally rather than being distracted by the room around you. So pulling the arms away with the fingers nicely clenched. Pull away and feel the opening in the back of the shoulders. Then turn the hands away and push away. So we get a little push into the wrists here. We forget that we need to work on our wrist muscles. And bring the hands back down. Lift the right leg just from the knee, lifting it up and down, gently moving it. Just the right leg, up and down. Then holding it up, start to twist the ankle, turning the ankle one way, waking the ankle up. And then turning the ankle in the opposite direction. And letting the right leg drop back down to the floor. Start to waken up the left leg, rising and dropping from the knee downwards, lifting and dropping. Try and keep your core tight here as well as you're breathing. Just supporting the spine by doing that rather than relaxing and letting the leg do the work. We're trying to hold the core to do the work as well. Then holding the leg up, let's start to circle the foot one way. And then the other way. Remembering to keep the core tight here. Just pulling it in. Get a little bit of support. And then taking it down. And just doing both legs together. Feel that the thighs will start to kick in now, so keep that core tight as you're lifting the legs. come to the here and now. Okay, we're going to take ourselves onto our mats now. We're going to come round onto all fours. So just put your blanket or your boulder to one side, and if you're like me, and you've got long hair, and you want to pop it up, then do so. To all fours. So we're going to do some cat-cows here. We're going to like loosen off our spine a little bit, waken the spine up. So we just yourself rock a little rock and forwards, back and forwards first. Just working on the wrists. Okay, then taking the hands so they're facing, fingers are facing towards the side of the mat. Rock in here. Hold that core tight. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then taking the fingertips, if you can, so that they're facing towards your knees. And again, just a little rock back and forwards here. This is working our wrists a bit more. And then coming back, turning the wrist round, and we're going to go for our cat-cow. Now when I do mine, I don't just drop down and up, I circle, I protect my spine. A lot of people, if they don't have spinal issues, don't have bone issues, then you know the normal cat-cow is absolutely fine. But I like to roll with mine, so I breathe in, I'm pulling in my core and I roll round. And as I breathe out, I push up, I pull in my core and I look upwards. I breathe out as I roll back round. And I push myself up, pulling my core in, breathing in. Breathing out. Do a few more, whichever cat-cow suits you best. You don't have to follow my rolling one. But it would be advisable if you have spinal issues like I do. It really helps to open each vertebrae. Do one more. Breathing in as you lift up, pulling that core tight. Breathing out through the mouth as you turn around. Squeezing the core as you lift up. And then coming back to all fours again. We're going to do some thread the needle. So threading the needle is we're going to take the right hand up and we're going to thread it underneath. I'm going to take the right arm up and thread it underneath. That's 3. 4. Halfway, we've got 4 more to do. That's 4. 3. 2. And the last one, when you come down now, I want you to hold yourself down and see if you can bring your ear to the floor. If you can't, just stay there where you are. Bring your ear down to the floor. You can stay here. If you want a little bit more opening, you can take your left arm to the left corner of your mat and just push into it so you open. Or you can take your hand around and take hold of the thigh. So I've got my left arm coming round, taking hold of my right thigh and opening out my shoulder here. Got a little spinal twist going on as well. But again, you take wherever is best for you, and coming back to centre, put your hand down just in front of your head, bringing it up, and coming back to all fours. Let's do a couple more cat-cows here.
And coming back to all fours, making sure you're nice and comfortable. We're going to take that on the left-hand side. So breathing in, taking the left hand up, and breathing out as you bring it down. That's 4. We've just got 4 more to do. That's 4, 3, keeping that core tight, 4, and then the last one, bringing it down, coming down, either staying here, bringing your head or your ear to the mat. If you want to take the right hand to the corner of the mat and push away from there, a little bit more opening, or you can take your hand round and take the right arm into the left thigh and open there. So I've got a shoulder opening and I've got a little bit of a spinal twist going on. This is where it's more difficult to hold the core, but try if you can. And then bringing the hand back round, the right hand, taking the left arm up and bringing it down to centre. Okay, a couple more cat-cows. And then coming back to centre. Okay, we're going to try and do just 4 on either side of what we were just doing, thread the needle. What we're going to do is we're going to try and take the opposite leg out to the arm that we're using. So this one I'm going to take my left leg out and I'm going to hold it so that it's just hip height, it's not any higher. Get myself comfortable, take my right arm up and then thread the needle there. So it's just for 4, 3, 2, and the last one, breathing out, core tight, coming back to centre. And if that's too much, you can always put your the knee back down and just do it as we did right from the start, cat-cow. This time we're going to take our right leg out, left arm up, oops, and coming under for 4, for 3, breathing in, breathing out, last one, breathing out. Don't worry if you wobble, you obviously saw me doing some wobbling there. I never edit any of my practices, they're always live and I keep them live. And I don't start editing them around because we all make mistakes, we all wobble, and that's just part of workouts and practices. That's what happens. So all these ones that you see that are perfect with no faults, I don't believe they've done those all straight away. I'm sure some of them have been cropped and edited. So anyway, they're going to come up, we're going to do a downward dog now. So a lot of people, associate downward dog with yoga, which obviously it is, but we also do use it in Pilates. It's a fantastic pose. We've got our head lower than our heart, so the blood's pumping nicely around the body. We've got weight into our arms, we've got weight into our legs, and we're stretching the spine, opening all the spine along. So it's a real good move. And if you find it too hard on the arms, you can come down onto your forearms, and I'll show you that when we come up. So we're still in our all-four position here, curling our toes underneath. I'm just going to do a little lift first. So breathing in, pulling in that core, breathing out, holding the core tight, and you lift the knees just an inch off of the floor, and then bring them back down. Keeping the core tight now, don't release it. Keep the core tight as much as we can. Breathing in, we pull the core tighter. Breathing out, core even tighter as we lift those knees once again. Let's hold it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower them back down. Okay, so now we're going to come up into our downward dog. Let me show you, for those that are new, if throughout any practices of mine, if you feel you need a rest, you can come into what is known as a child's pose and just rest like that. I thought I'll show you that while we're here. So anyway, back here, curled, toes curled under, shoulders underneath our wrists, underneath our shoulders. We're going to take our hands, one hand forward. So we're just now out of a line, and we're going to breathe in, pulling our core, start to lift, and as we breathe out, push away and push into our downward dog. So you get our feet, they don't necessarily need to be flat on the floor. Some people's feet will be up there, that's fine. As long as we've got our nice distance and we're breathing in, and as we're breathing out, we've got our core tight, and we're pushing our head and our chest towards our legs. Okay, then start to walk out the feet one by one, just gently pedaling them, working the legs here. I always feel this in my calves when I do this. Then coming right up on your tippy toes, as high as you can come, holding that core tight, breathing in. And as you breathe out, core still tight, you lower the heels down. They might touch, they might not, don't worry. And push yourself forward. Now this is what I was saying, if it's getting too much for the wrists, you can come down to your forearms. This is called dolphin. So you can come down, you can do it from there if that's easier and less pressure on your wrists for you. Otherwise, we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths, and then we're going to walk our hands towards our feet, and we're going to come up and do some Pilates, roll up, roll downs, classic Pilates move. So breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Every breath, the core's pulled in, breathing in through the nose, pull the core tight. Breathing out through the mouth, core even tighter. Then bending your knees and walk your hands towards your feet. Get into that point and just allow yourself to hang. Okay, if it's a little bit stiff and you're up here, that's absolutely fine. You go to where's good for you and you hang, holding on to your arms. And we want to get our chest towards our thighs here. So bend your knees until your chest is touching your thighs. You might be down here, but that's good. Let's bend down to see where we can go so that our chest is touching our thighs. You might want to hold behind the back of your legs. Getting a spinal stretch here. And then stay straightening your legs to wherever you might be now with straighter legs. We're going to start to roll up. Now we're going to breathe in and out, pulling in our core. So obviously, if you can't do it on one breath, do a couple of breaths, but each time hold the core tight. So taking your hands to the front of your calves, breathing in, pulling in that core tight. And as we breathe out, we start to roll up. You can have a slight bend in the knee if that helps. Rolling up one vertebrae. So we've got the lower spine, the mid spine, the upper spine. The shoulders go back and down, the neck lifts, and finally the head. All this time as well, we've got our feet hip width apart. We don't want them any wider and we don't want them too narrow, so make sure that they're nice. People standing like this, you don't have hips that wide. Get them to hip width distance. Standing tall, shoulders back and down. Breathing in, and as we breathe out, we tilt our chin towards our chest. We pull that core tight and we squeeze our glutes. We start to roll down. The neck comes down and then the shoulders. And you put your hands at the front of your legs as you're rolling down and you're breathing and you're pulling the core tight. Go to your point of tension and where's comfortable for you and hang. Hang there for a few moments. And then take a big in-breath, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, you hold that core tight and you start to lift yourselves back up. One vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Squeeze the glutes, the lower back, the mid back, the upper back. The shoulders go back and down, the neck comes up, and then the head. Okay, we're going to do a couple more of those, and then we're going to do some side work, and then some stretching and things. So let's go for this. So breathing in, breathing out. We're going to tilt our head down. Get to your point of tension, hold it for a few moments, and then when you're ready, take an in-breath through the nose, pull the core in, and as you breathe out through the mouth, the core's tight, you roll yourself back up, one vertebrae, slowly, slowly, to the top, shoulders down, neck and head. Excellent. Right, this is where I'm going to be using some hand weights. You don't have to use them at all. Anything that I do can be used without the props, I guess you would call them. So with the hand weights, we're just going to do a little bit of side stretching, and then we're going to do some wall work, like I said earlier. So standing now to the front or side of your mat, so you're facing forward. Taking your feet now much wider than your hips, so nice and comfortable here. Breathing in, core tight, and as you breathe out, drop your right arm down and side bend. Now if you haven't got weights, clench your fists. Make sure you clench those fists really tight. Let me show you. Keep going, guys. If you've got no weights, clenching your fists and working. Make sure the muscles are working here, so you can really feel the muscles going down. You're working them, okay? Because by us working our muscles and building our muscles up, that will promote the bones to create new cells. As we get older, our cells depreciate. They don't grow as fast in our bones, which is what causes the osteopenia, the osteoporosis. So we want the bones to grow new cells. So if you build up your muscle, it will promote your bones to grow the cells. I mean, obviously it's not going to make everything better, but it will certainly help to the cells. I mean, I've noticed a huge difference in my ability, my mobility, I should say, since I've been doing this, which is why I stick at it. I keep doing it. Nice. You can start to come down a little bit further now if you feel you can. Keeping the core tight, guys. Don't let it go. Don't hold your breath at any point. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing. Coming back to centre. That's feeling better. Just do a little bit of arm work, I think. So just slight bend in the knees, pulling in that core, holding the hands up. Let's just do a few mat raises. So we're just taking the arms out, just to shoulder height, no higher. Holding them there, working our arms a little bit here. And then come into centre, taking the mat in front. Let's do some little scissor arms. Don't forget, keep that core tight, don't hold your breath. Breathing in through the nose, core tight. Breathing out through the mouth, core tighter. Just a couple more here, just to make sure our arms are working nicely. Back to centre and roll those shoulders. Okay, we'll put them down. A little bit of arm work there. Wasn't really a lot, but we've got to cram more into the practice, so that's as much as we could really do today, I think, on those. So let's take ourselves to our wall space. I'm just going to move my lovely yoga lady. She can come and sit over here. My brother and my sister-in-law brought me that, isn't it lovely? So we're coming to our wall space, and this is where we're going to come down to sit like a chair. So we're bringing ourselves so our buttocks are nicely against the wall, and where it's sitting in a chair. And this is quite hard. We've got a lot of strength needed in the legs here to hold us. We're sitting our backs against the wall, and we're pulling our core in and pushing our back into the wall, and we're holding it here. So we're going to hold it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push your hands against the wall and stand up. Give the legs a shake. Next one, we're going to go down. We're going to hold it for 9. Coming back down, getting ourselves into our chair, holding it there, breathing in, core pushing into the wall. Core pulling in, back pushing into the wall for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands into the wall, pushing the legs up, give them a shake. I know this is tough on the legs, guys, this is tough, but it's working those muscles. So bringing ourselves back down, going for 8. So squeezing that core in, pushing our back into the wall for 8, 7, 6, 5, don't hold your breath, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing your hands away. Going for 7. So breathing in, breathing out. Okay, let's go back down. And each time you might come down a little bit lower actually. So breathing in, pulling in the core, back into the wall. Take legs nice and tight for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And push yourself up. Give the legs a shake. Woo. Feeling this one, guys. Coming back down. Then do it for 6. Pushing yourself in, squeezing the legs. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we push ourselves up. I think it's easier because the numbers are getting less, but it's actually harder. Ooh. Okay, let's go down for 5. Getting ourselves comfortable against the wall. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing ourselves back up. Shake those leggies. Let's come round now. So we've got 4. So we're holding it here. Core tight, pushed against the wall with our back. 4. Really squeeze the thighs. 3, 2, 1. And push yourself up. Good. Shake them. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Pat down against the wall. Back against the wall. Firmly against the wall. Squeeze the thighs. Squeeze the back. Squeeze the core for 3, 2, 1. Lift yourselves up. Going down again. Shoulders. Let's get back down there. Squeeze those thighs, really squeeze them now, squeezing everything as much as you can, pushing it back into the wall. Just 2, 1. Push yourself up. Amazing, well done, guys. Okay, so now we're going to come round and we're going to do a little bit of stretching. So if you've got space, let's get our bums against the wall this time. So we're really going to push our bums against the wall. So we've got our buttocks right against the wall, legs sort of long, and then you're just going to drop the legs out. And you're just going to feel the opening here in the inner thighs. You're going to feel an opening around the hip area as well. So this is a bit relaxing after what we were just working with those legs. Just going to let them rest out a little bit here and stretch them because we was really clenching those thighs. Now we're just going to allow the muscles to stretch back out. Just going to hold it there for a little while, not too long. down from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring your legs together. Shimmy yourselves back away now so that the bum's not against the wall, but your feet are still on the wall and your legs are at a little bit of a right angle, the knees are at a right angle, and we're going to start to lift and lower. So you're going to breathe in and pull in the core, and as you breathe out and lift, you pull the core even tighter. All ready, guys? So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold the last one up there. Going to hold it up. See if you can clench your hands together, so you're clenching them like that. Clench them underneath. See if you can roll your shoulders under and push yourself up. Pushing away with your toes against the wall. A little opening here. And taking the hands away. Allow the feet to be flat against the wall and rolling yourself all the way back down to the floor. Excellent. Let's bring ourselves back round. Let's take ourselves to the top of the mat. We're going to do our Pilates roll down to the floor, and then we're going to come round, we're going to do a few sit-ups, then we're going to do some stretching, and then we'll go into some relaxation. So I think we all deserve this one tonight. So our shoulders are back and down, we're standing tall, squeezing our glutes nicely, breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, chin goes down to chest. Start to drop the head forwards and the neck's coming down. Then the shoulders come forward. Take the hands to the front of your legs. Don't forget breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Every breath you're pulling the core tight. And we're coming down to the floor, so wherever we are, if you need to bend your knees, then do so. And walk your hands forward onto the mat. Bringing the knees down. And then taking ourselves onto our backs. So before we come down, if you've got hand weights and you want to use them, have them nearby. If you haven't got hand weights and you wanted to use them, you could pause the video and go and grab yourself a couple of bottles of water filled with water in, because they're very good, they work as well. Other than that, we're coming to the top of the mat. If you're coming down from your side, if you'd rather not come down from here, then come down from your side, from your left-hand side if you have low blood pressure. Otherwise you're coming down with me. We've got seated here with our feet firmly down, taking our hands out, breathing in, pulling in our core, and as we breathe out we're going to start to come down. Now we don't just drop backwards in that manner, we C-curve down. Okay, so when we get down we're going to hold it here and we're going to come back up. So if you've come down actually from your side, it's probably good to actually come up to seated now so that you can join us in this bit, and then you can come onto your side if you feel that it's too much. So breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, just hold it round about here. So you've got your hands probably in line with the knees, and you're just holding it there. You can hold them higher up, just holding it, pulling in that core, and then bringing yourself back up. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing yourself back up. Breathing in, and this time as you breathe out, this is where we're going to come all the way down, so if you don't want to, then take yourself down from your side. All the way down to the floor. Okay, so we're going to continue with those sit-ups. I'm just going to take my hair back out actually, guys. But we're going to sit up from here, and this is where I'm going to use my hand weights. Now if it's too much, if you haven't got hand weights, clench your fists, and you can still sit up from here, so you can breathe in and pull in the core, and clench your fist as you bring yourself up, trying to keep your feet nicely flat on the floor as you come up to a seated, pulling that core in all the time. Clench those fists. If you're with me and you've got some hand weights, then we can be doing it with the hand weights. We're going to do a few, just not too many. We're going to do 8, and then we're going to have a go at doing a teaser. A teaser is the ultimate for the core. It's one of the, well, it is the best move that you can do for the core. So, but we'll work up to that, and you don't have to do it any time. And if you just want to stay here and do your squeezing of the glutes here, because you're still going to be squeezing the glutes and squeezing the core. You're still going to be doing that. You're still going to be working that stomach. Otherwise, with me, you can do it with your knees up, so you're coming up from a seated position here and sitting up there. Or you can do more of a classic sit-up that I prefer, taking the arms over and sitting up with my legs long. We're just going to do 8 of these, wherever you are. Just do 8. That's 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Try not to throw yourselves up either. Try and come up very slowly. A lot of people get sort of about here and can't do it, and then they just throw themselves, which I'm not going to say I've never done, because I have, but I've learned that that's not the way. So this is the last one, 8. Coming back down for our attempt at teaser. So the teaser, we have our feet flat on the floor. I'm going to start, I'm going to take my right leg up, so I've got the knees in line here. So we've got the knees together, and we do our sit up to here. So we're going to go up for just 4. So we've got 4. Have a go. If you're doing full sit-ups, have a go at doing the teaser. It is the next step up, but if you don't try, even if you just do 1. Last one there on this side. I'm going to take it down. Let's do that on the other side. So left leg up. 4. 3. 2. We've got just one more to do, guys. Really push it now. Come on, we can do this. We got this. Last one. Fabulous. Coming up to a seated position. Just going to do some inner thigh stretches. As we've been working the old legs a bit today. So sitting up nice and tall. So stretch here, and we're going to bring ourselves forward just to open out. So it's not just a hanging down, flopping. We're bringing ourselves forward. So if you want to walk your hands forward, so your back is straight and your chest is up, and just walk yourself forward, and then you can start to bring yourselves down. Trying to keep the neck in line with the spine, so it's in one long line. Don't be dropping the head down. Try and keep it up. Yourself up. Just going to take another side opening here, so taking your right arm into your right leg, sliding it down, taking the left arm up and opening it over. Feel that opening in the side. You should be able to look up past your arm. If your arm's here, you're too far, come back up, bring yourselves back up so that you can see your ceiling and you can see past your arm. Bring yourself back up. Let's take that on the other side. Left arm in, sliding it down, taking the right arm up and moving over. Then bring yourselves down. Take yourself down to the mat. So wherever you want to come down to the mat, come down. stay here and do a couple of more stretches with the legs here. So our feet are bent on the floor. So we're going to take our right leg up. We're going to hold her that. We're just going to pull it in. Every breath in, you pull in the core, you release the leg out. Every breath out, you pull the core in and you pull the leg in tighter. So we're releasing it on an in-breath, pulling it in on the out-breath. But you're keeping the core tight. Then you're going to take that leg, you're going to drop the right leg over the left, and you're going to bring the left leg in, and you're going to feel the opening. Push away on that leg that's crossed. So the right leg, you're pushing the elbow in to open it out. And then bringing that back down. Take that on the other side, taking the left leg up. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, we release a little bit. Breathing out, we squeeze it back towards us. Holding it at your point of tension. Hopefully your core's as tight as it can be. And then we're going to take that leg and we're going to drop it over the right. And we're going to lift the right leg up, holding behind the thigh, pulling it in, pushing away with our left elbow into the left knee. So we've got the opening there. Starting to slow the breath down now, perhaps closing your eyes down as well now. We're heading towards our relaxation. Got a couple more stretches here. So now taking the feet so that they're hip width apart. You can take them mat width apart. And you can come with me and you can take your right leg over your left, taking your arms out either to a T shape or into cactus arms. If you've got them in cactus arms, you're going to be opening your chest a little bit more. And if that's too much, take them back to a T shape. You're breathing in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, we drop the legs over to the left-hand side. We get to our point of tension, keeping both shoulders on the mat. And breathing, let everything go here. Let the core go, let everything go. This is a spinal twist, an opening and a stretch. On your next in-breath, pull in that core. And at the same time, bringing your legs to centre, reaching centre, uncrossing and breathing out. Let's take that on the other side. Wherever you might have been, you can just drop the legs from hip width here. You can have them mat width. Your choice, it's your practice. So now I'm going to take my left leg over my right. Wherever you are, breathe in, pull in that core. Breathing out, core tighter, drop those legs over to the right. Keeping our shoulders on the mat. You can take your gaze towards your left arm or your left shoulder. A little bit more. And just relax into it. Really let everything go. By closing the eyes down, you can actually feel and look at your body a little bit more internally. You don't get distracted by what's going on in the room around you. And then on your next in-breath, pull in that core. And at the same time, bringing the legs to centre, uncrossing them as you breathe out. Okay, final relaxation, guys. So you could take your legs mat width apart and lock your knees in here. Or you can come with me and have your legs long. You take your choice, it's your workout, your practice, it's where you feel best to relax. And as I said, hopefully you've got your eyes closed down. So taking your arms away from the body. You've got your palms facing up, you're going to be bringing in energy. Palms facing down, feel like being a little bit more grounded. your choice again. Let's just release the neck out. So just rock the head from side to side, just slowly. Your core can relax now. We're just moving the head, nothing else needs to be moving. Next time you come to your left, just hold it there. Going back to centre and taking it over to the right and holding it there for the moment. Relax, don't tense the neck, just relaxing it. And coming back to centre. Breathing in, pulling the core. And as you breathe out, hold the core tight and just lift your chin towards your chest. So just the head's coming up, nothing else. Breathing in, hold the core tight. And as you breathe out, let the head come back down to the mat. Release your core. Feel the relaxation of the core, feel the weight of your head as it rests into the ground beneath you. Relax all 10 toes, the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, and your ankles. Feet fully relaxed. Rest your calves, your knees, and your thighs. Both legs relaxed. And we relax our glutes, our pelvis. Relax the lower spine and our core. Your mid-spine, your upper spine and your chest. Your torso is relaxed, the weight of it heavy in the mat beneath you. Relaxing all 10 fingers, palms of your hands, the tops of your hands. Relaxing your wrists, your lower arms, your elbows. Relaxing your upper arms. Both arms rested down, soft and relaxed. Now relax your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Let's relax our facial muscles. So your mouth, let the jaw relax, maybe a little parting of the lips. Let your cheekbones relax. Your eyes and your eyebrows. Finally, your forehead. Let all the frowns and the wrinkles just rest. We don't want them, let them go. And finally, the top of your head. Your whole body in full relaxation. Just a gentle movement of your breath as your tummy rises and falls. I want you to visualize a clock in front of you. And as the clock hands work in clockwise motion, work that in your core. So that clockwise motion is moving your core round in a clockwise motion. And then that clock clockwise motion becomes bigger and the circle becomes wider. Now you're including in your pelvis and your chest. That circle of clockwise motion gets bigger. It includes the the upper legs and your shoulders, bringing in your arms and your head and your lower legs. Top of your head and your lower feet. That clockwise circle is working your whole body. And then take that motion to the heart. So just your heart chakra moving in a clockwise motion. And then rest. Allow your body to just float. Any thoughts that come into your head, acknowledge them, let them drift away. And concentrate on your breath. As you're floating there in lightness. And start to take in some deeper breaths now. Breathing in through the nose, rising that core. Then start to introduce some movement, maybe wriggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe lifting your shoulders, moving the legs. Do whatever you need to do, but keeping the eyes closed down so you can bring your feet up so that they're on the flat on the mat. Moving your body gently from side to side. And then when you are ready, whichever side you're coming on, shift the hips to the opposite side. So I'm going to be coming down to my left, so I'll shift my hips to the right, and I'll roll myself down onto the left. And then taking a pillow with your arm and resting there. Now got our lungs open and wide, so we're going to breathe into them. So take a big deep breath into those lungs and fill them up. Breathing in through the nose and let it go through the mouth. Fresh filtered air through the nose. Stale air through the mouth. Then we're going to come up onto all fours. So if you can keep your eyes closed as you bring yourself up. Bring yourself round onto all floors. Looking down at the ground with the eyes closed. And gently flicker the eyes open so you're looking at the floor. We're bringing ourselves up to standing. We don't want any head brushes, so we're going to do it slowly. So curling your toes under behind you, bringing your fingertips in line with your knees, pushing into those fingertips, lifting the knees off the ground. Bring the fingertips a little bit closer, pushing up so that your feet are on the ground. And then again, just one last hang here. Then everybody taking your hands to your hips, bend your knees, big bend. Hold that core as you breathe in and start to roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time. Keeping the glutes squeezed in, shoulders, neck, and finally your head coming up. Amazing, guys. Bring yourself forward. Let's do a big deep breath in. Release those fingers, release those arms. really swing them. Bringing our feet together, take a big breath in, taking the arms up, palms together. Bringing the hands down to your heart chakra, giving yourselves a bow, and give yourselves a clap. Well done, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.